Welcome everyone. Today we have a video on how to stop suffering in our lives and also how to find our freedom and also peace with everything we do in life. We'll go through on the first part as to why do we suffer. This is mainly because of the memories and also the future unpredictable events. So this is coming from the past and also from the future. We'll look at different ways to kind of look into this and also how does this work. We'll look into my understanding, also learnings about the past memories, how to turn this into a treasure memory instead of something that haunts us throughout our lifetime. I'll be sharing with my personal experience of my period of depression and also how do I learn to help myself to go through my past memories and also the future uncertainties, which can be very daunting, very scary, and sometimes we can feel hopeless. So I'll go through some of my ideas and some of the things I learned during this time, and hopefully those will also be helpful to you guys. I'll also be updating with my personal experience on the YouTube copyright strike, which is definitely a roller coaster of emotions. I'll let you guys know what is happening currently, and finally, we'll finish this video with a very spiritual and also very powerful quote from one of the Zen masters, and we'll go through this at the final part of this video. Now, up until the 1960s, it was actually humanly believed to be impossible to run a 100-meter race under 10 seconds. And this was actually believed by all the experts, just says that humans cannot run 100 meters under 10 seconds. But then someone, Jim Himes, at 1968 actually broke the record. He actually ran under 10 seconds. And guess what guys, eventually all the athletes who used to believe that was not doable now can run under 10 seconds. And why is this so important? Is that as humans, if we know something is doable, this actually gives us great strength and also empower us to become better version of ourselves. And it's very important for us to understand this idea, because by sharing different ideas and also different understandings and also personal experience, I really want to tell you guys and also share with you guys that it is doable. We can avoid some of the unnecessary sufferings in life, we can find our own freedom and also peace in life, and this is very important to know. So coming over to our first question, is that why do we suffer? Most people actually suffer from our own memories from the past, and this can be from mistakes, can be actions we've done or something that is done to us. And this can be very painful because those things might come back and haunt us, and different events might trigger this memory, and all of a sudden we might become a different person. We might be very sad, we might be very angry, and this is never a good feeling. So the memories from the past can be a haunting, can be a very scary monster. And also the uncertainties from the future. As humans, we can cope with things that are happening right now, but sometimes we cannot cope with the future. So the future problems and also the future painful events that may be coming, if we see that coming, we might be very anxious, we might be very depressed, we might be very scared. So the uncertainties of the future also can bring us great challenges. As I have shared with you guys on my previous video, so I have went through an extended period of depression myself as well a few years ago. And when I was going through my depression, one of the biggest, I guess the most scary thing for me was to cope with my past choices or my past failures. I'm using the failure dash over here to show you guys that those might not be failures, those are just past memories. And I was actually very scared of my future. I was a little hopeless in terms of I don't know what I wanted in life, and also I didn't know where I want to go in life. I was quite young, I was in my 20s, during this time, but there's a lot of uncertainty. So I was suffering both from the past and also the future. And during this time, it was really, really hard to cope with it. To just share with you guys some of my personal experience during this time. I actually felt really empty inside, and as if there's a void inside of me that is draining my energy, my motivation, and my ability to do anything in life. And during this period of my life, I actually went and also seek for things to do. And this is to not, to be productive, but rather I want to feel this void inside of me, this emptiness. And this is trying to distract me from my own mind, because my mind is playing memories, is playing the future predictions, and nothing looks good to me. And I was very scared, and also of course I was depressed. So during this time I played a lot of video games, computer games, mobile games, and I watched people on live stream, more of the positive YouTubers, positive streamers like Cole. I used to watch Cole Carnage a lot, and also Tides on Hearthstone. So I was watching people I believe who are very positive in life. And this was actually temporarily taking away my pain, my void, and also my emptiness in life during this time. But what I also realized is, this is a limitless pit of void. Whatever I throw in it with my temporary reliefs, this is not taking the pain away. And I was suffering not, physically, but I was suffering mentally during this time, and I was aware of this. I was actually speaking to my friend. I was describing this experience as a void after, and I was finding anything that I can to throw into the void. I can find a small mobile game to play for a month, but after that I lose interest. And then, the void comes back. I'm hunted by my memories again. So I look for a different game. I look for different videos. And this went on for a period of time in my life. Now I'm trying to be very honest and also open with my experience with you guys. I don't want to hide anything. This is because I want to show you guys there is a way out. It is never easy, guys. During those times, I felt there was no way out for me. And what's really important for me is to know that, there's family or friends there for me. And I want you guys to know there's people out there for you. We do care for you, and also we're here for you. And it is very important for us to, during this time, to find the courage that knowing that, what we go through, others also go through similar experience. Others might not face the same problems or challenges in life as us, but everybody else do suffer in life. And, you might say, hey, everyone suffers in life, then what does it have to do with me? It is important for us to understand and also remember that together we can actually use our actions and also how we overcome those challenges. We can be the leaders or the demonstrators to others. We can show the others that even if we suffer during those experiences, we can come back to life as a role model and also show others there is a way out. So for those who are also suffering from those, I want to tell you guys, I also went through this, and even if you don't go through this, and I really hope you guys don't go through this, but if you face challenges, also difficult times in life, look back in time and look at this video, you can also see that there is a way out. We as humans, as long as we know it is doable, we can find a way we can do it. Now, knowing that we can stop our own suffering, it is quite important for us to come to the next point. That this memory and also the prediction of the future is a gift to us as humans. It is not a curse. Our ability to have memories of the past and also abilities to predict and also to see what's coming to the future is a very special power that is given to each of us. This is a very deep topic. I do want to go more details on the past memories and also on future predictions and also uncertainties. But for now, what I'll do is I'll give you guys a quick summary and also share a lot of my personal experience. Later on, as we go into more videos in the future, I'll focus each of those parts in more details with more personal stories and also the stories I learned during this time. So the first one that is really scary for me personally and also for some of my friends are the past memories. So the things happening in the past, because we cannot go back to it, we cannot change it. We might have regrets, we might have, really angry moments or really sad moments, and things might have happened to us in a wrongful way. Someone might have done something to us or something we might have done ourselves. And we cannot change the past. It is very important, guys, to accept that we are here to learn from our past. By accepting what has happened to us, we have to be truly open to that. And once we ourselves accept that, we can learn from it. This is the process of transmuting something of a memory into something of a treasured memory. So the memories that we look back, we're like, oh, I'm so glad I did that, or I'm so glad this happened to me. Those are treasured memories to each of our humans. And for us, if we actually are able to learn from our memories, those memories are transmuted into a treasure memory. And those become motivations and also strength in life. So don't be scared, guys. Those things that haunt us can turn into something that is very empowering and also very motivating. And I want to share this part with my personal experience. So if you guys remember, during the time I was really depressed, I was playing a lot of video games and also computer games, and also just spending my time watching TV and also watching the live stream and also YouTube. And as a person, I was always taught in my family and also the traditional Asian family that playing games is not good for you. And I was always troubled by how much games I played, even before my time of my depression. And during this time, I played so much games, and sometimes I think about what other things I could have done in life. And some of my my friends experience a lot of other parts in life. They're progressing in their work, relationships, and also family. I look. And also, I tend to compare with things as all humans do. We look at the other experience I have missed out. And this is because of my own choice in life. I decided to play a lot of games to cope with my stress. And because of that, I'm missing out so much in life. Now, because I was also using games as a form of escape and also a form of something to toss into the void because I was really depressed, this actually worsened the situation for myself. And one of the biggest turning points for me was that when I actually started my YouTube a few years back. And during that time, some of my Steam friends were saying, hey, you're really good at the auto chess game. Why don't you, look into competitive auto chess? Or why don't you make some videos about it? And I started my YouTube channel, not trying to, be popular or make money or anything. It's just that I really enjoyed games, but I want to get something more from games. I want to be able to help others. I didn't know I was actually accepting my past. but I wanted to help others. I want to show, different builds and different guides with the game to show that we can have a good time in the game. So my urge of bringing positivity and also change to people also overcame my negativity. So my negative thoughts of, oh, what if I get rejections? What if people don't like me? I had about, 10 people watching my stream when I started for the first month. And I remember N9 was there. A lot of our regulars back then was there for me during when we have like 5 or 6 viewers. And it was during that time I had so much passion to help others because I really liked the game. And back then it was quite popular. A lot of streamers were also playing it. And because I used to watch, streamers who are also very positive, like Carnage, so I learned a lot from other streamers. I realized that I can also make videos on YouTube to bring positivities in other people's life. And as more of our friends and also community actually found my videos to be helpful, so sometimes you get to see my comments of, I'm so glad you find the video helpful. I don't say that as a default. I'm actually really glad and really happy that you guys find my videos helpful, because I think I'm bringing positive vibes to everyone and also making small changes. And also positive changes. So I was able to slowly turn my years of experience in gaming into something that's very valuable to me. When I look back in life of those years of playing games, I no longer feel like I'm a disappointment to my Asian family, like you just play games all the time. So this is actually slowly to become a treasure memory for me. And sometimes I look back, I'm actually really proud of that I actually played a lot of games with a lot of experience in mobile games, even free-to-play games. That's how I got into Genshin Impact. And also other games like Steam games and also, auto chess. So my past choices of playing games is now becoming a treasure memory because I was able to take action and also to change and also to learn for myself. I was learning from the games and also the things I was doing. I was also making changes to myself and also bringing positive vibes to other people. Now, it is quite important that we understand I'm not trying to encourage you guys to all become YouTubers or become streamers or just to play games all the time. But I think this is a good example to show that if we take the first step in accepting our past, after accepting it, we need to take actions. If we don't take actions to learn from our past and also make positive changes in our lives and also other people's lives, then we're not really learning from our past. Now, we ourselves as humans, we're very smart and we cannot lie to ourselves. If we just say, okay, I accept the past, I don't need to learn, I don't need to take actions. If we actually don't truly accept it and also take positive actions about it, if we don't turn this into something positive, then we cannot lie to ourselves. We haven't truly learned about this. And our brain knows if you haven't truly learned about this, the brain will keep putting those memories back to you, and those will be a hunting memory. Those will be like a monster that comes to us at night when we're really alone, when we can't sleep. So what I recommend is to find something small, something that we as ourselves can be truly grateful about our past memories. Find something that we can be grateful about. And this takes time, guys. It is not easy. So please know that, you, myself, and every one of us, we can slowly to look into it. And this is why I want to make more videos about this topic to help each of us to overcome the past memories, which can be a hunting factor that keeps coming back at us and also hurting us. All this can become a treasure memory. Now, coming over to the second ability from humans, which is to look into the future and also to predict what is coming in the future. Now, often we can start to see this as future concerns, future problems, and also future challenges. It is quite important for us to be actually really grateful for our ability and also knowledge to actually see enough into the future. We can actually foresee what is coming in the future. And if you guys know in the wild times when monsters are coming, caveman times, if you see the dangers, usually those cavemen tend to live for longer. So it is important for us to see that this is actually a blessing, to see what is coming in the future. What is important is for us to find motivation to act now and do everything that we can in our abilities. And then when the future comes with outcomes that, we cannot decide outcomes. Something good might happen, something bad might happen. I'll use my YouTube example with you guys on the copyright strike about this part. So it is important for us to know that we have done everything we can at this point because we saw something might be coming. After doing everything we can, then we can gladly accept whatever comes in the future. Because we actually can't control, what comes. But knowing that we have done everything we can, we leave no regrets behind. And this means when this moment becomes a memory in the future, we look back, we're like, we have done everything we can. This becomes a treasure memory instead of a hunting memory that, torments us for life. Now, I always found that it's really helpful to learn concepts with a good example. So I'll give you guys a few of my own examples. So the first one I have is, some of us do this, and I tend to do this a lot in my younger teenage age. And I tend to do this a lot in my teenage times. So I have a tendency of over-exaggerating things that's coming in the future. And when I was younger, I used to have a cold symptoms and I used to diagnose myself on the internet with Google. And within 5 minutes, I have diagnosed myself with terminal illness. I probably have, brain cancer or probably have like external heart problem. So very soon I got really scared. And it actually took me a while as a teenager to actually overcome this. My mom's like, you've been so stupid, you've been so silly, why are you looking at those? I was like, Mom, look at the signs. So during those times, I was actually aware of how the future can be very scary because myself was exaggerating things. Now looking back, it looks very silly. And I actually learned a lot because of, my tendency of this part. So I want to share with you guys a few things I learned about those future uncertainties. Now, one of the ideas I really come to find with is to halve our pain and also suffering for the future problems. What do I mean by that? So let me give you guys an example. Now, if we constantly think about what is going on in next week, now let's say next week something bad is going to happen. Someone's going to come and over and also there's a 50 chance of them taking $50 away from us. And this is not pleasant. So this is definitely not a good moment in the future. And let's say this is going to happen in a week. So the more we think about it, the more we suffer about it now. So what's going to happen is, if I keep thinking about it, if I exaggerate things, I'm going to suffer now about thinking to lose $50. And then I'll suffer this next week if I do lose my money. So notice that I'm actually suffering multiple times. I'm suffering now because I'm worried about the future problems. And I'm turning the future problem now, so I've actually experienced the problem right now as a person. And this is actually really painful. And when this actually do happen in the future, which is still uncertain, I suffer again. So this actually doubles or triples our suffering if we think like this. Now, what is important is for us to understand we can take action now for the future problems because we know that will be happening in the future. So what we can do is, we can do our best of our abilities at this moment. We can also accept that we have physical and also mental limitations at this moment. So during my time of depression, I also accept that my body was very weak because I haven't been exercising. My mental state was very weak, so I was trying to not post too many videos, I was trying to do some exercise, I wasn't trying to take a lot of actions. It is important to accept our current situation. We can do the best of our abilities about the future problems, or we can do the best we can at this moment. But we should never push ourselves and also have too much of unrealistic expectations. I can say that, I really want to become an athlete and I can take action now, but I'm not going to run, 10-kilometer race tomorrow. I might start running, for, maybe 10 minutes a day. So we start small and do what we can now. And this is quite important because by knowing that we are doing the best we can at this moment, we can then face the problem in a week with no regrets because we know that we have done everything we can this week. Of course, don't be too harsh on yourself. Don't have too high of expectation. We start very small because we are limited by our abilities. What this allows us to do is, this creates the acceptance and also prepare us mentally. It is as if we're building a wall knowing that, water or flood is coming. Or if you're driving in the car and you're preparing yourself with airbag because you might hit into something. So this is actually mentally and also, emotionally preparing us for something that might happen in the future. And as humans, knowing that we have done everything we can and accept the outcomes, even when this happens, it doesn't feel as bad. So this is what I mean by halving our pain and also suffering. We don't want to do what I mentioned at the start. We don't want to suffer multiple times for one problem to triple the suffering. What we want to do is, we want to take actions now to halve our pain and also suffering. And if we come back to the example of the unpleasantness of to lose $50 next week, so we might not enjoy this. Of course, we'll lose $50 next week. No one likes that. But if we're ready, we know about this, and we have done everything we can to try to prevent the situation, and this way we live life with no regrets. So when I say everything we can, if I know I'm going to lose $50, maybe I find a second part-time job and work hard enough to get $50. So this way, if I lose the $50, I still made $50. So I balance things out. And if I don't lose the $50, I'm actually double up my money. I now have $100 if you look at it. So by seeing that we have future problems and also challenges in life, and if we take actions now, in the future, when the current time becomes a past, we can turn those actions in the past become a treasure memory. So the actions we do now, if we look back in the future, this becomes a treasure memory. So instead of creating more pain and also more suffering and also more regrets to ourselves, it is important for us to take actions now. And this way, this doesn't come back and haunt us for years, which was happening to me with my video games and other habits. So this actually turns things into a treasure memory, and we live life with no regrets. This is the most important part. Now, on the topic of coping with the future and also future sufferings, what I also want to mention to you guys is how to double our happiness and also joy in the future. This might sound very straightforward. I'll give you guys a very, easy to understand example. Imagine that you're looking for a holiday that's coming in the future. And just sometimes by even thinking about the holidays and looking forward to the holidays, make things so much better. And this can even sometimes be better than having an actual holiday. It's knowing that next day or next few weeks, I'll be on holiday. I'll be so happy. Whether it's school holiday or work holiday, a holiday with your family, you'll be so excited and so happy each day you look forward to it. This makes your day better, makes you happier, and it's something we look for in life. And to be honest, this is actually one of the biggest reasons I was making my videos about the future for Genshin Impact. Because each time I look at what's coming in the game, I'm always happy. And this was so bringing me double joy. So, before the content is released, I'm really happy. When it comes out, I'm really happy. So I was actually having a lot of joy with the game because I was reporting on what's coming. But there's one thing I do want to highlight with you guys. It is that we need to be careful to not anchor this source of happiness on the external source. So what do I mean by an external source of happiness? Is that if we depend our happiness on things that may change at any time, let's say if we're supposed to have a holiday and something happens at work, something happens at school, and the holiday is actually cancelled, then the same source of happiness and also joy that is, giving us those good feelings in the past that we're looking forward to the holiday might become a source of pain in the future. And this might become a source of suffering. So notice how if we base our happiness on the external sources, this can quickly turn against us. And similar things happen to my YouTube channel because with the copyright strikes, I cannot make any more videos. And because of that, my excitement to make videos is actually, making me a little depressed and also emotional because of that. And what I do realize during this time is that often it is actually much, much harder to cope with a good expectation going bad than coping with a bad expectation. Because with bad expectation, we are kind of mentally prepared. But with a good expectation, you're expecting a holiday and then holiday is cancelled and maybe your boss says, hey, you have to work overtime. And notice how this can be very damaging and very scary to us. So it is very important for us to be careful to not anchor this too much on the source of happiness on the external source. We should always in our mind remind ourselves, something that is outside of ourselves can disappear. And if this does, I need to be ready, or I should be at least aware of this. So, when changes happens in life, it doesn't hit us as hard. Now over here, we also have my YouTube copyright example that is currently ongoing as one of my life challenges. And I do think this also fits with everything we shared today. So what I want to do is, I want to share you guys my roller coaster ride of emotions. And this happened yesterday. So, a number of things happened. The first thing that happened is some of the viewers were telling me to be careful with the counter notification that I was issuing to YouTube about the copyright with my claims. And one of my viewers were actually telling me to have a read at this particular YouTube guide. As I was reading this, what I realized is I actually didn't follow the rules. It says you have to have a URL for your YouTube to defend your channel against those copyright claims. And this must be included in the content notification. So I realized that I actually didn't include any URLs at the start. And I was actually really panicking. I was like, oh my gosh, I made a terrible mistake. Why didn't I read about this before I submitted? Why did I rush this? So I was really panicking for 1 hour. And later on, what I noticed is this was the documentation and also instructions for those that is emailing support. I was using the YouTube platform. So I was actually doing the right thing. I didn't need to include a URL. But during this time, I was really worried, I was really concerned. And I guess during that time, that's when those teachings would start to help me. Now, this is only the start of the day of the roller coaster ride. Second thing happened. So the second thing that happened is, as you guys know, because my YouTube channel is currently still on review with a copyright notice. So we're still waiting for YouTube to review this. And during this time, some of the viewers actually told me that be careful, YouTube do have a policy that if you get 3 copyright strikes, your YouTube career is gone. So initially I thought, the worst thing that can happen to me is to lose my main YouTube channel. But we're starting the second YouTube channel. I'm actually doing a lot of videos I really enjoy to share with the community, like the previous ones about the channel update and my plans, and also my first video about overcoming anxiety, stress, and also depression. I was really excited to make more videos about that. But upon checking with YouTube support, it seems that guys, if I do lose the copyright case, my entire YouTube career and also channel will be gone. Even this channel might be deleted. So that was really hard for me to cope. I was actually in for a shock. And I guess this is what I mean by to share with you guys. I was actually finding a lot of joy and also happiness in making the new YouTube videos. I was actually finding my own, motivation and also, my desires and also goals in life. I was putting my security, I was anchoring a lot of emotions on the ability to make new YouTube videos for you guys about this new topic. And upon knowing that this entire channel can also be deleted if I lose the fight, I was really emotional. And thankfully I had a really good friend who shared some really insightful advice to me during that time to bring me back to balance. And this is what I also realized after, is that, I'll talk about this more in the next few videos, is that if I really enjoy what I do, it doesn't matter what platform I put my videos on. I can make a video on a different website or maybe a different platform. I can make my own websites to share the notes. So I can still be out there to help, people and to share my ideas with everyone. And I do plan to make more videos like this one. So that's when I realized that, it's okay that even YouTube disappears for me. If my YouTube career disappears, I'm still okay with it. And in that sense, I was more accepting what's to come in the future. I can accept what's to come in the future, but at the same time, I have done everything I can. So this acceptance I had was also coming from taking actions and also doing everything I can at this moment. So I'm living life without regret. I'll live in, this particular memory without any regrets. As for me, as the YouTube example, I have submitted all the content notification correctly to YouTube, thankfully. As you guys can see over here, the content notification was received by YouTube and also forwarded to the claimant, and we're waiting for the more process with YouTube. And YouTube is currently under the final review for the content notification. So hopefully, finger crossed, things works out. And I have come to acceptance that if things doesn't work out, I can still find a different platform to make videos. I can still make a website to talk about, my videos and also my notes. I can still write my book. So there's still a lot of things I can do in life to help others and also to learn for myself. And eventually I was able to kind of come back to this roller coaster of emotions yesterday. It did take a while, guys. And I guess this is also a good update for our YouTube channel. So currently we're waiting for the final review on the YouTube. And once that is reviewed, it will determine whether those copyright strikes are legitimate or maybe they're coming from someone that is not legitimate. And the reasons, my lawyers also said, those reasons are not very legitimate. So hopefully YouTube can look into it. So hopefully we can get a just and also fair YouTube review about this particular one, and my channel doesn't go away. So I can still make more videos for us about how to improve ourselves in life and also how to learn from experiences. So quite a bit of roller coaster emotions with the whole YouTube copyright and also things are going, and ups and downs for me. So during this time, I was really thankful for my Discord community, my friends, and also even family members to be supporting to me. And I will start to learn to share more to friends as well, and also learn to share more with my Discord community. So, it's really nice, and I'm actually finding, time to reflect on myself, time to make videos like this one. So notice how I was writing on the Word document over here. Now I realized I can turn this one into a PDF. So we're actually improving the quality of our writing too. So, I'm learning a lot during this time as well. And of course, guys, before I finish, I usually want to find you guys a really good quote. And during my time of depression, I did find this particular book to be really helpful, The Power of Now. I have read this book before previously, and it actually never sank into me. It was during my difficult times, this one actually really spoke up to me. So I guess this is a small teaser of what I want to share with you guys in the future as well. So this is a very profound and also very powerful quote from one of the Zen masters, Razen over here, and also this is also from Eckhart Tolle, who talked about this in his book. So the Zen master asks, what at this moment is lacking? This is more of a rhetorical question, which states that what is now. Get us to focus at now, instead of, be troubled by the past or scared of the future. At this moment, bring us back to the present. Is lacking is also asking us, what are we missing in life? There's a lot of things we have going in life. Most of us can read, most of us can write, most of us have the internet, most of us have education. And some of us live in different countries, depending on the standard of the country and the environment. Most of us can be a little more healthy. We have our fingers, we can see. Those are abilities we tend to take for granted. It is important for us to be grateful of our lives. At the same time, don't be too troubled about the past or the future, because at this moment, we're really good in life. So it's important to enjoy every moment of life. And as we go further, I do want to make more videos for us about coping with the past and also dealing with the future stresses. And, I'm very excited to make more videos. But as you guys can see, I definitely spend a lot of time, typing these notes out and also recording this. So likely I won't be able to make daily videos. I'll try to do every 2 or 3 days for one video and, see how we go, because there's a lot I want to share. I also have tons of notes, learnings, notes on, my personal experience, what I learned throughout life. So I really want to share with you guys, and always excited, to bring positive vibes to the community. Now, before we finish the video, keep in mind, guys, those are coming from the summaries of my learnings and also personal experience. And also during my period of depression, what I learned, and also by reading a great number of different books, people, and also their stories, and also autobiographies. So I'm really truly grateful for this opportunity to be sharing with you guys, to communicate and also to help the community. There's so many more great ideas, practical concepts, and also examples I want to share with you guys in the future. So if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe and also stay tuned for more videos like this one, so we can help the community together and also to grow and also become a better human being in this world. The goal is always to be happy and also live our every day with appreciation and also live to our best. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time.